Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bimo Aulia Ilahi Ramadan and I'm from PBI 3A. And this is the task that is for the discourse SFL. And this is the presentation that I will present to all of you. And the title of this presentation is an analysis of the appraisal framework, what the pandemic teaches us in the newspaper of the Jakarta Post. It is from Nur Azmi, Rohimajaya, and Welliam. We move to the background. So this paper explores the result of an appraisal analysis found in the editorial board of the Jakarta Post newspaper entitled What the Pandemic Teaches Us. The appraisal analysis focused on attitude, graduation, and engagement aspect. The findings show that the three kinds of attitudes, i.e., affect, judgment, and appreciation, are applied in the text, but mostly are judgment and appreciation. The types of the items are in the form of a word, nominal group, and a clause. Meanwhile, the engagement is mostly heteroglose. Most of the graduation is forced and scaling of graduation is upscaled. Research question. The first one is, how does the appraisal analysis of the Jakarta Post article What the Pandemic Teaches Us reveal the journalist's ideological positioning and perspective regarding the government response to the COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia? Second one, how does the appraisal framework employed in the Jakarta Post article What the Pandemic Teaches Us contribute to shaping public discourse and societal understanding of the COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia? Now we move on to the grand theory. According to Halliday and Mathieson 2004, language serves as a theory of a human experience, and some of the lexicogrammar resources are devoted to this purpose. For each language, it is evident that language constructs human beings encounter. It assigns names to objects, so classifying them it then usually proceeds to further classify the categories into classification, frequently utilizing additional names in this process. In the previous study, according to Prastikawati 2021, the appraisal analysis makes it obvious in what ways the feelings or affect are expressed. Fincristo 2022 analyzes mood, modality, and attitude in relation to appraisal theory in the Sydney Morning Herald editorial news. Zhang 2019 investigates how the South China Sea dispute was constructed in discourse between April 2016 and December 2017 in China Daily and the New York Times. The methodology employed in this study is qualitative and descriptive, focusing on analyzing the editorial board of the Jakarta Post. The research investigates the various appraisal systems present in the editorials, their impact on readers and the author's perspective conveyed through this system. Data collection involves gathering written material such as word, praise, and clauses from editorial board news published on Saturday, October 24, 2020. In the Jakarta Post, data analysis encompasses tabulating and describing the results of the appraisal system analysis, which examines attitudes, graduation, and engagement to elucidate the writer's emotional expressions and positions. We move on to the finding from the article. For the engagement, we find 5 engagement, the attitude 29, graduation is 3. And now the discussion. Based on the findings above, the attitude analysis mostly is dominated by negative effect, judgment and appreciation. For example, it is no exaggeration to call the recent suicide of a senior high school student in the South Sulawesi Regency of Goa a tragedy. Not only negative attitudes are applied to the text, but also the positive attitudes spread on effect, judgment, and appreciation. For example, the word grapple and protecting refers to positive appreciation. The engagement is both monogloss and heterogloss. They are 1 monogloss and 4 heterogloss. For example, our teachers scored below 70 on average in the competence test last year, with Jakarta teachers only averaging 45. Teachers from the Jakarta only averaging 54. The word "our" show that the author used his original idea in his writing. Meanwhile, the example of heterogloss as recently as last week, Education Ministry data revealed that students in 12,000 schools in far-flung, outermost, and underdeveloped regions have no access to the internet, while students in 48,000 schools face poor internet connection. The word "while" refers to the strength of the author's idea. The graduation of the text is both upscaled and downscaled. In this text, the writer does not emphasize the strength of the attitude, but he just used some expression to clarify his notion. Sometimes he uses upscaled metaphor, but he also employs downscaled attitudinal axis. A study found that the recruitment of teachers in the country was intended to fulfill the needs of the civil apparatus rather than support the development of teachers' competence, showed the negative efforts of graduation. Conclusion: the editorial board column is well known for its expressive language, which conveys strong feelings and opinions about a range of people and circumstances. The editorial board makes the case that the death of a teenager during the epidemic that was linked to online learning has a detrimental effect on education in Indonesia. The editorial uses a variety of linguistic techniques, including force, concentration, monogloss, heterogloss, and the evaluation system of affect, judgment, and appreciation. These tactics primarily communicate negative emotion. Therefore, language strategies can be used to grasp media viewpoints, especially when seen from an evaluation perspective. That is all for the presentation that I've been giving to all of you for the task, and sorry for all the mistakes. Billahi taufik walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.